There was a time I was chilling at some other place with my cousin. Someone took a picture and said, "This is you guys are in a relationship." I'm like, you can't walk in peace in this country as a, like, you can't. If you had to name 3 life rules, what would they be? Really bad happened because our house actually caught fire and burned, and like there was drama with my dad. There used to be this shopping center called Langata Shopping Center, and I remember going there like every Saturday. I used to buy comic books because I used to love comic books. Very far from. I actually think I'm a villager sometimes as well. How would your 10-year-old self react to who you are today? To donate all your money to one cause, which would you pick and why? Yo, it's been a day and a half, you guys. It's been a day and a half, honestly. So how are you guys doing? Oh my gosh, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Natalie. So I've been shooting content. Like today I had a plan to do 4 videos. The first video took so long, so we only did 2 or 3 videos. Like, no, we did 3 videos. And I was like, since my face is so beat, let me shoot another video. It's now midnight, 9 minutes past midnight. But here we are on a Friday night. But here we are. It's the commitment for me, right? It's the commitment for me. It's been so long since I did a sit down video, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about like some things. I feel like chit chat videos are so nice because you get to know each other, and I can just like talk to you guys and like, you know, share my opinions about some things. And if you're a real one, like you'll get to know me more, because I feel like the point of these platforms anyway is for us to interact, right? And just like to know each other for real. I want to give you guys a life update. It's been ages. Like I feel like I'm in a very interesting space. I'm in a space where it's like I'm working hard to remain happy. Does that make sense? So I can tell like there's so many things happening in Kenya. There's so many things happening in personal life. Like just as you grow older, you realize like life is tough, man. Adulting is so tough. But I've gotten to a point where I'm actually working hard, very intentional about being happy. So I feel like this is something I have practiced over time, and it's going to a point where I'm like, yeah, I know exactly how to make myself happy. I know how to, like, when I'm feeling down, I'll go to the gym. I'll like stay in my positive habits. Gratefulness is one thing where I'm like, hey, if I'm not like actively looking around and saying I'm so grateful for this, I'm so grateful for this. So I'm actually in a place where it's easy to get sad and depressed. Like sometimes I sit and I'm feeling like shit. I'm just like, why is this life like this? Like, why are things going like this? What's happening? But quickly you just realize, you know what? We live day by day and we just like find joy in the small things of life. So I'm in that position right now. Yes, so about influencing or being a content creator has its ups and downs. I feel like as a creative, there's something that happens where you're very productive and you're very creative and you have like bursts of creativity, and then suddenly there's nothing there. So it's like, hey, it goes up and down. At least for me, I'll speak for myself, but like creativity for me comes in like phases. So it's been how many years now? I think it's been 5 years since I started creating content. And personally, I'm thinking about pivoting in one way or another before I get bored, because I can feel myself getting like sluggish, getting like disconnected, and feeling like, oh, I've been at this for so long. So, and of course, like I'm also thinking of pivoting into other businesses. So I haven't put as much effort in my business in influencing, so that's what I'm thinking about. Let's see where it goes. Maybe you guys can give me some ideas. Like, what would you like to see from me? Don't tell me a fashion line, because I am not a fashionista. As much as people say I am, I'm not. So let me know. Maybe you can give me some ideas. I wouldn't mind. For values, like I've been doing therapy consistently for such a long time, and as I learn myself and I learn how, like I unlearn the things like my childhood traumas and like the things I grew up feeling, my insecurities and all those things. So like, and also like my dating style and things like that. So I feel like I have grown so much. My values have changed completely. I find peace and I find love in like in things that are not necessarily worldly things. So I really enjoy like quality time with family. These days I struggle to party, and I struggle to go out because I'm like, I don't know what it is, and I don't want to say that I've gotten tired of partying, but I enter the club and immediately my energy just goes low. I just don't feel it anymore. But if I have friends over and we're having a party in the house, we're drinking, we're talking, people are having meaningful conversations, I'm there for it. I love it so much. Like how I spend my money, the things I'm looking at now. I'm just like, yeah, I guess I'm really glad. I've started thinking about my money that's beyond myself, because I'm so grateful that I've lived very comfortably for, okay, to be honest, there was a point in my life where I was really struggling, but like I've lived comfortably and I've always been able to provide for myself. So now I'm thinking, how do I provide for kids, like a family? So now I'm thinking beyond that, and I'm like, oh, might need a bit more money. So yeah, values have changed. I'm also sober curious. super curious. I started partying early. I had a very what do you call it, a very like a lot of freedom. So like we used to go out a lot. She used to have her friends over at home, also my cousins and things like that. So I was introduced into the scene very early. So hey, sahizi nimechoka. Honestly, don't blame me for just saying I don't want to go out. If you invite me to the club, I'm just like, I'm good. Yeah, and also like friendships have become so much more meaningful to me. I feel like back then I used to just roll. I've always been like a bit of a solo, what do you call it, a lone ranger. Like I have this bad habit, and I talked about this in therapy, where if I'm dating, and the funny thing is that I'm always in a relationship, gosh, I'm a relationship girl. So like even since high school I remember, and I've always like make my partner my best friend. So most of the times what happens is I'm always like you know how you're just like so involved in your relationship that you forget to tend to your friendships. Now I'm just like relationships, especially girl friendships, even guy friendships, like they're, but funny enough I don't even have guy friends. Yeah, I don't know why, but I don't have many guy friends. But I'm now realizing, like, as you grow older and people are splitting, you realize you actually need to work harder to get like closer to intentionally plan dates. Like these days I'm like, hey, where are you? I could almost make a timetable for calling my friends, because I'm like, you guys. Yeah, I've also realized like death is real. Oh my god, I recently, like, a lot of people have been passing on, and you just realize, like, young, old, like it's today you're here and tomorrow you're not. So I'm just like, that's so crazy to me. Losing people who are so close and realizing that you wish you called them, you wish you hung out more, you wish you were there for them. Like, to me, I'm just like, why would we have to wait until someone is gone for you to make that effort? So I'm just like, nah, it's a bit scary. And also just like coming to terms with the fact that people die, like we die. I'm just like, wow, guys, we need to, I've been really working on that so that I'm not like, I want to be okay with death, because I realize that it's a stage of life, and like there's more to, I believe in life after, or in a way that your energy is transformed into something else. I genuinely believe that, yeah, there's that. So that's been also something that's changed. I've also changed like my perspective on traveling. You guys, there was a time, like I think my mid-20s or something, I was everywhere. People still think I travel a lot, which I don't think I do anymore, but there was a point where I was hardly ever home. Like I'd be home on weekends and I'm out again, traveling either locally or traveling abroad. Hey, now I'm just like, what I want is stability, routine. I want to know what I'm doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like I want a very boring routine where I can just go to the gym, work, eat healthy, come back home, meet the friends I need to meet, like be with my partner. Like I'm just like, yeah, I want that very stable. And if we're going for a trip, it's a very planned trip, and it's like twice a year. I know, like I don't know, it's so crazy, but that's what I've been feeling like lately. So yeah, I'm like, I don't want to plan some trips. I just have to go. Like it's not even like in my control. There's a lot of gigs, there's work that I have to do in different countries, but I'm just like, if I could just sit and be home and then travel like twice a year to something like some beautiful destinations, just twice a year, that's enough. Yeah, I've also been thinking a lot about kids and like looking at my options also, because you know, we're in an age where we don't really have to follow the traditional like get married, have kids, blah blah blah. I feel so much fulfillment in taking care of pets. You guys have no idea. The other day I had cats that I fostered. By the way, in case you want a cat, you want to adopt a cat, I'll leave details down in my description box. There's a page called Beyond Rescue Kenya that has the most, oh my god, cats that have been rescued from the streets, from like homes. It's just like the most adorable cats. So I volunteered to to foster like 2 cats. And I'm telling you, they're with me for just like a few, not even that long, and I was already so attached. I was like, oh my god, my babies are so cute. They're so cute. So yeah, so I've realized I can actually find like fulfillment in like, you know, people have pets and then you have like really good relationships with your family, with your friends. So it's not necessary to get children. Honestly, I'm looking at that avenue, although I know I want kids. I want kids for sure, but I just want to have like the full scope of things before I make a decision. Yes, and also about gym and health. I've been struggling with my weight, to be honest. It keeps going up and up and up, and I'm like, hey, I'm working out, but it's still going up and up and up. So I'm like, someone told me like, listen, you're 30. When you get to 30, you have to love your new body. Like you have to accept your new body. And I'm like, okay, I'm a bit curvier. That's fine. Some people don't think so. And I'm like, okay, I really have gotten to a point where as long as I feel healthy, I wake up every day with energy. Even with my sometimes lack of sleep, my body is still able to sustain me, and I'm grateful for that. I don't have health issues. I do my yearly checkups every year. By the way, do you guys do yearly checkups? Because I know there's like Aga Khan, and Pisha has a really good one and it's affordable. So yeah, I do mine at Aga Khan every year, and when things are handy dandy, I'm like, we're good to go. That's all I need. Then I saw someone making a comment, oh, you know, she's a rich kid, so like her family is rich, da, 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 da. I'm like, thanks for the blessings. Thank you for the blessings, for real. And I was like 4 years or something, or 5 years old. I think my parents divorced. I can't even remember the age. My parents divorced when I was really young. And I remember we used to live in Uganda actually. So my mom was working in Uganda, and I think she used to work for MultiChoice. If I'm not wrong, it was MultiChoice or MTN, I can't remember at the time. So we're living in Uganda because she had a really good job, really good job. But something really bad happened because our house actually caught fire and burned, and like there was drama with my dad. So my mom actually put me on a bus, just me and her with nothing else. And we came to Nairobi and stayed at my auntie's house for some time before my mom could get like her feet back up. She told me she even used to sell mutumba just to survive. Like, it was not easy. And then we got a house in Nairobi Dam Estate, which is where I grew up. I grew up in Nairobi Dam, Langata. And I used to ride the bike with the boys in the estate. Oh my god. There used to be Langata Shopping Center right there. I think now they've built, I don't know what. What have they built there, by the way? I haven't been there in so long, but there used to be this shopping center called Langata Shopping Center. And I remember going there like every Saturday. I used to buy comic books because I used to love comic books. Then I used to hang out with the boys in the estate. Like, I don't know why. I've always been I was a bit of a tomboy growing up. So just riding bikes, and buying those ice 10 bob. What is it called? The ones that you know. Oh, it is, yeah. So, and then after that, I went to Malezi Primary School, and then Makini. So after that, yeah, I also went to Precious Blood Ruta, where I worked my ass off. It was such a bad school, in my opinion. Hey, not the worst, but wow, that boarding school life, hey, is tough. It's so tough. I remember a time like this in July when you guys, it's freezing as wake up at 5. You have to go fetch water, cold water, to go shower. Because you're showering in a cubicle that is this small, first of all, from a bucket. The walls are dirty. Like, there's one thing I just remember how the walls used to scum. Like, you know that yellow stuff that comes, oh my god. Hey, so you're just shouting like this, you're hoping that your butt doesn't touch the wall because you feel so, you just feel disgusting. Then your slippers are sliding from your, oh my god, your slippers are sliding from your feet are sliding from your slippers, so you feel like you're touching the floor. It was just like gross for me, so I just didn't enjoy that experience. Anyway, so if you think that's rich kid life, maybe, I don't know. Like, it's not like, you know, I hear people get like money from their parents every month. I wish. Another assumption is that I'm an Instagram baddie. Instagram baddie. I feel like when you meet me, if you ever meet me, I am so not an Instagram baddie. Oh my god. Very far from. I actually think I'm a villager sometimes, as Robbie, my PA, says. I'm a villager. Very down to earth, I think. So I'm not an airhead. I can converse in very many different topics with many different audiences, many different age groups. So I would not call myself an airhead at all. I mean, can you really be an airhead and get like, and study math, further maths and physics, and get A stars in all of them, and also do architectural engineering, and then proceed to work, and then, I don't think so. I don't think you can call that an airhead. There's also the assumption, there's been many assumptions that I've been pregnant. I don't know how many times people have said I'm pregnant, but thanks for the blessings, but I've never been pregnant, so I don't know where the rumors come from. Actually, they are so random. Like, some stories I hear are so random. I could be out with my friends, like drinking alcohol, I'm doing content for Talkkk, but somehow I'm pregnant. There's also the assumption that I've been engaged twice. I've been engaged once, and you guys know, and that ended because things were not working out. And I always say that it's better to end the engagement than to end the marriage. So I was like, hey, you know what? Let's not do this, because I don't want to end up like many years down the line where I'm just like, why, you know? So I have this game. It's called Let's Get Deep. I got it on Amazon a long time ago. And it has like deep questions. It's supposed to be for couples, but I feel like it has questions for like just day-to-day things, and that is like, it's very interesting questions. So I'm gonna answer some of them with you guys. Okay, so first question is there anything that your parents do or have done that you do not agree with? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't agree with the way parents like of, I guess, us millennials, and I know, I understand they had to work, but I find that we were not given enough time. Like some of us were not given time at all. So you feel like your parents were never there. You're maybe like, you didn't feel like positive reinforcement from your parents. You didn't feel like, you know, you were, I don't know, like the parents are very busy working, and like especially fathers were providing and not really giving you like the love that you need. So like for me, I just don't agree with that kind of parenting. I believe that parents have to be there, they have to be conscious and intentional with spending time with their kids, and also teaching values. Like a lot of parents will send you to school for you to go and learn how to be disciplined, yet I think that those are things that you teach at home. So you'll find a lot of parents wanted their kids to go to like super strict schools, like just send them off to boarding school, and they come back and you realize you don't even know your kids because they've just been like put in institutions like all their lives. So for me, I don't agree with that. What's Dad, what's something you do because you love your partner and not because you enjoy it? There's a few things, but as a understanding girlfriend, I've been an understanding girlfriend, let me not lie. Actually, I've been there. Watch football. Catch me outside, man. But if someone loves football and you're just there like, yeah, okay, I mean, sour, I'll go watch the game with you. How important is it that you surround yourself with people who have the same political views as you? Not important at all. I actually, especially with what's going on now, I love talking about politics and all that, but I really enjoy people who have different opinions. I love people who shake things up. I love people who are controversial. So for me, I love having those kind of discussions where someone shows you a perspective, you're like, what? Crazy. What's at the top of your bucket list? So right now, at the top of my bucket list is going to Japan. So I want to plan a trip to Japan next year. And remember how I told you guys I want to just be doing like 2 really amazing trips a year? That's my plan for next year. So I'm planning my Japan trip next year, and I'm fingers crossed. I hope things work out because I want to go in April or somewhere in Asia. Like I want to travel more in Asia. So that's top of my bucket list. What's something you're glad is in the past and why? I'm so glad my era for loving the bad boys is over. Jeez, woo! Too messy pizza. What's the sexiest thing about you? Oh, interesting. Sexiest thing about me, I think, is it's very different from like sexiest. So of course people are gonna say my ass. Oh gosh, okay, the body is body. We have to give my mom credit for that. We have to give my mom credit for that. But I feel like the sexiest thing about me is I feel like I've worked so hard on myself. I've worked on my health, my mental health. I think I am very smart also. Like we thank God for my dad's brains because he's a smart one. I think I come as, I've worked so hard to be a multifaceted human being so that I'm not like boring. I'm not like sitting there just like being pretty, whatever. And I think that God has blessed me also with a personality and the brains. I can fit in many places. And then another thing that I think is very sexy. You know, I'm getting used to talking highly about myself. It's not easy. Another thing that I think is very sexy is like I'm such a caregiver, honestly, and I find that the partners that I've been with, like my previous relationships, everyone is just like, oh, you're so caring, like you always take care of people around you. So I think that's really cool about myself. I really do enjoy it, honestly. This is so deep. Jeez. If you were to die today with no chance to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone? Why haven't you told them yet? I think if I was to die today, I would actually regret not telling my mom how much I love her and how much I appreciate her. Because I feel like as mom-daughter, especially firstborn daughter, the relationship is can have a bit of turmoil, you know, because I mean, it has ups and downs, and as you grow older, you love your mother more. But like, I feel like I would regret showing her truly how much I appreciate her and how much I love her and how much like I really just love her for who she is, and I have no issues completely. So I feel like I would really regret having that. And it's going to a point where I think as we grow older, if you have any issues with your parents, I think we actually have to talk about these things with our parents, because there's many things that, you know, you're just like, this parent of mine did this. You just hold so many grudges, and they also look at you like this child is so ungrateful, whatever. But I feel like we actually have to, and I've actually suggested like we do like therapy, just like family therapy, to have that, to release some of the past dramas that had, as you grow up, you know, as childhood, the things you remember that maybe were a bit traumatizing. Your parents did not even intend to traumatize you, but I really think that having that as you grow older, even when you're younger, is initiating those kind of conversations with your parents for the sake of healing is important. How would your 10-year-old self react to who you are today? My 10-year-old self, what did I want to be? I don't know. Actually, I wanted to be an astronaut. Crazy, eh? Because I used to love looking up at the stars, and I used to be like, wow, there must be like these cool things, life abroad, like life at your abroad. Life beyond Earth, what's the word? Yeah, extraterrestrial life. I used to just like watch all these movies that were like super fascinating to me. If you had to name 3 life rules, what would they be? 3 life rules. Number 1 is always be kind. Like, I feel like I lead through kindness. I always feel like my kindness can be taken advantage of, and sometimes I'm like super watchful. So these days is like I give kindness, it's my first instinct, but as soon as I receive some type of dodgy, like, I'm so quick to cut people off. I'm just like, hey, please, I do not want, I'm really protective over my space, but I would openly be kind, and if you're kind back, then I can trust you. And so number 1 is like lead with kindness. Number 2 would be like do what you love and love what you do, because I feel like it's just, for me, I think at an early age I realized if I'm not doing something like day to day that I truly love and enjoy, I can actually become a zombie, become upset. I really struggle. So the fact that I have built a life where I love what I do and that is making money for me, I honestly think that's the best way. Because if you're not, my mom always says this thing, if it's not fun, it ain't worth doing. So that's my mom's tagline. It's like, if it's not fun, it ain't worth doing. So it could be business and anything that excites you, it has to excite you. So for me, I really believe in that, because honestly, you become such a better person. Your life experience, your quality of life, everything is so much better. The way you interact with people, the way you see yourself, you view yourself, the way you think. Hey, honestly. And the 3rd rule for me is always take care of yourself. So I feel like personally, I put a lot of effort. This is something people who are close to me make fun of, but I make sure I'm at peace and I'm aligned. Like, it has to, my space has to be the way I like it. I've designed my space, my house, where it's like just exactly how when I come home I feel peaceful. I have worked, the work I do, I've made sure it's like that. The people I have in my life, I've made sure it's like that. I'm just like, yeah, I think I really have to take care of myself and make sure I'm always aligned, my cup is full, because that way I give so much more to others. Yeah, and that also involves a lot of discipline, like going to the gym, because I realize when I drink alcohol and I become this, like, you know, I'm just like not following my routine and my habits, I become depressed and anxious, like, oh my god, the post-hangover anxiety. I saw Rono posted a video on TikTok talking about why she's not gonna be drinking anymore, and I was like, girl, I relate. Like, why are we putting ourselves through this? It's giving self-hate. That's what she said, it's giving self-hate. This is an interesting one. If you were to donate all your money to one cause, which would you pick and why? To one cause only. What's a cause? Is it like, you know, I think I would donate my money to study of the brain, because I feel like the human experience is lived through the brain. And honestly, I feel like we need more information of how the brain works, because a lot of times there's, especially with mental health issues, with development in children, like how parents are parenting kids, because that's what makes society. And I feel like if I could actually spend all my money, I would spend it on devoting a cause to like study of the brain, and that's the word, neuroscientists. So I think I would give all my money to neuroscience, because understanding the brain is so important. And yeah, the more we know, the better we know how to function as human beings, how to be optimal, how to just like many things, developmental issues, how the brain works, and also in psychology, understanding like how people work and how they function, how different people with different brains are meant to do different things. Like, you would find artists versus scientists and how their brains are wired differently, because that way then if you have a child, even for example, who is, even if it's neurodivergent or whatever, or is like what's the word, inclined to the arts, and then they're forced into a system of education that doesn't build that in them or foster that in them. Like, I feel like the more we study the brain, the more we can like understand human beings and where to put them and how they can best flourish. I feel like I'm losing my words, but like how they can best flourish in like this human experience, because maze it's tough out here. You wonder, why am I depressed? Why am I feeling like this? Why am I not happy with my job? Why am I not excelling in this? Like sometimes I just feel like we need to study the brain more, and just like psychology. So I put a lot of my money there. Okay, mimi nimechoka. I am about to go and sleep. I'm putting back these cards, but I love this game. In case you're interested, it's called oh no, it's not here. I think it's just called oh my god, it's called Let's Get Deep. So as you can see, there's like icebreaker questions, so that's what you start with, and this is ideally meant for couples, by the way. There's icebreaker, there's deep, and then there's deeper. So you start with the icebreaker, of course, depending on who you're with, and then go into deep, and then get into the deeper questions. And they also have one for like after dark, so it's like the sexy raunchy ones. So yeah, it's really nice. It's a nice game to play with your better half, or like you've seen, answer just questions with your friends or whatever. Woo! Let me know what you guys think. I like these sit down videos because we can talk and we can get to know each other. I feel like a lot of times, somebody told me in the gym the other day, very funny. They were like, you know, Natalie, the narrative that is out there about you, it's because you do not put your own narrative of who you are out there. So people just go with the assumption. And I was like, It's like, yeah, what you tell us as your fans, you tell us something and we believe that more than what we hear out there. And then I was like, okay. So it's like, then you need to give us your narrative. Give us your narrative so that we know who you are as a person. And that way, we don't go with assumptions. And I was like, wow. I thought like sometimes like people try to bully me or whatever, and I just keep quiet because I'm like, yeah, I can't be bothered. But I've realized like, actually, let me just like talk to you guys. Like let's talk about it. Let's get to know each other. Let's know each other for real. Because that way, then when something is out there in the blogs, you guys will be like, that's a lie. It's not true. That is not true. So that is the whole idea. But nimechoka sana. Nimechoka. I'm so tired. I actually want to go and sleep. Wash my makeup off, sleep, and tomorrow I have another shoot at 9 in the morning. Exhausted. So I'm gonna just like, yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you. Nakupenda sana, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, share this video. It really helps my channel a long way. So I really would appreciate if you did. And thank you guys so much for watching.